I think we might have a friend that's going to join us for a song. If y'all know this good-looking. We've been playing together for 40 years this August, isn't that so? All right, here we go. There's a fit about to get thrown. If we get the van out of the ditch before morning, ain't nobody gotta know about what I done. And I never hear a single word you say when you tell me not to have my fun. It's the same old, I ain't gonna take off anyone. I'm just a heathen still, and I never have repented for the wrongs I say I've done what I feel. Just a little bit tight. Ain't the first time I've been outgrown. Now I'm gonna push a little harder. She ain't ref till the rods are thrown. I'll walk away. And I don't need to be forsaken. Trying to warn me of the dangers I pose to myself. Heathens. These times can take their toll sometimes. Same way too. I told him to grab his banjo and get in the Sprinter tonight, and we'll head to Nashville. So who knows? So when I was a little kid, from the time I was like basically still an infant until right around the time I got my driver's license, and then I got busy chasing girls and drinking and driving. But before that, I spent basically every weekend of my life out at my great uncle's farm, and he lived in McGeetown, which isn't really a town. It was basically 2 stop signs, about 8 miles northwest of Florence, Alabama, where I grew up. And back before they built the highway to get out there, you drove down this really, really creepy, windy road that looked like something out of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And you would drive the 8 miles to this windy road, and on the right, you would pass this giant plantation house. And after you'd pass the house, then you'd go across this really creepy 1-lane bridge that all the locals called Ghost Bridge. And George A., my great uncle, we would stop a lot. Some nights when it was really dark or foggy and kind of extra creepy, he would stop the car and turn it off, and we'd roll down the windows. And he'd say, "Let's see if we can see the headless guy that floats up and down Cypress Creek over here." Y'all live on Cypress Creek. Have you seen the headless guy yet? A few times? Yeah. Well, yeah. You better believe I saw him. He's like, "I think that might be him." It's like, "Yeah, I think so too." And but when I was 2 years old, a cluster of lightning. You ever heard of a cluster of lightning? It's like multiple lightning bolts at once hit that house. The house burned down to the ground in 5 minutes flat, leaving nothing but the great big columns. And the columns are still there, and it's called the Forks of Cypress.
Fall
springs and summer's green. The one who shook me most fertilized the ground serene. Hazel eyes and blood beckoning to speak thy name. My secret shame that haunts me in my dreams, stalking like the panther in the soybean. Ghosts that haunt me still as my bones rest in the field. Past the forks of Cypress, past the forks of Cypress, past the forks of Cypress. Thank you. This is a song about well, it's about a lot of things, but this song is the last song on the record, but in the timeline of this record, it's like the first song. And it is, I'm 7 years old, and as I've gotten old, and I turned 61 this week, as I've gotten older, it's dawned on me that I'm a little bit obsessive. And duh, I didn't know that. And you know, now that I have kids, it's like I learn all these things about myself based on their diagnoses. And never heard of, sensory, what is it called? Sensory processing disorder. Okay, that explains a whole lot. But anyway, I think the first thing I was ever obsessed with was my dad's Beatle records, and because one of my earliest memories is being 3 years old, and he had just come from the record store, and he had bought Magical Mystery Tour, which had come out that day, and he opened it, and I remember looking through the booklet with all the pictures of all the, they're all in the animal costumes, and Strawberry Fields Forever is playing, and I'm like, this is the coolest shit in the world. But the second thing I ever got obsessed with was Walt Disney's Pinocchio. And it came out in 1940, but they re-released it to the theaters when I was 7 years old, the summer right after my first grade year. And I wanted to see it over and over and over. But in my day, to go to a movie over and over, you had to talk some grown-ups into taking you to see that movie over and over and over. But but grandmothers and great uncles are really good about that. So I saw it so many times, I memorized it. And I would act it out for the kids in the neighborhood, in my grandmother's neighborhood in her backyard. And they hated it. I learned a lot about bad reviews at a young age. The song's called Pinocchio. Life's a hard lesson that keeps piling on. trying to learn which star to wish upon. Wish upon a star like Geppetto did. Turn this block of wood into a well-formed kid. Trying to figure out like a sad detective. Pushing out thoughts like my brain's defective. Pushing out words from my ill-formed mouth. Trying to see the light when the sun rides out. Trying to see the light like a Rundgren song. Standing in the darkness trying to sing along. Raise your voice to heaven so our friends will hear. Then pull a little softer just to pull them near. Life's a hard lesson, but it's always reaching. Arms ain't long enough, but they're always teaching. Just reaching for a line that can save my soul. Spending my favors just to pay my toll. Pay my toll. Getting kinda old. Looking for the truth. Like Pinocchio. It's a whale of a tale with so many miles to go. But I get a little closer each day to my long-term goal. Trying to get a grip on my constant. Heaven is a house with a modern kitchen. Heaven is the pace of a slow news day. Closer look at someone with a lot to say. Closer look at someone in the morning's light. Yellow sunglasses make my mood just right. The devil's in the details, but they pull us through. Till my blue fairy makes my wish come true. I've learned heaven on Pleasure Island. More to teach than love than to keeping on smiling. Truth can hurt a lot, but a lie destroys. Deep inside of every man is a real live boy.